Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in today. The topic that I'm going to briefly chat about with you is once again self-care. For those of you who've been following me, you know that I am about to be co-facilitating a workshop around self-care here in Charlotte. And what I've found is to coach and lead powerfully around any topic requires me to be doing my own work around it. And, granted, self-care is something that's in all of our day-to-day conversations, but we can go as deep into any topic or layer of ourselves as we choose to. So essentially, I've been going to a deeper level of self-care in order to have more breakthroughs, in order to really lead this. And the blog that I wrote last week shared some of my personal breakthroughs that I've recently had in self-care. And true to how it normally happens, when I'm really taking something on, it starts to create a clearing, and my clients start to really have shifts in that area too, whether it's intentional or not. Magical, right? So I was talking to a client yesterday about self-care, and she's had a couple of those months where they're just really busy, really full. Lots of extra meetings at work, preparing to graduate a master's course, I believe it was, so all of the responsibilities and extra things that come with getting ready to complete something like that. And where she began the conversation was that her self-care had kind of fallen off. So not running as much, not going to yoga as much, not meditating as much, whatever her grounding things for her were, they weren't happening. And so because I work as an ontological life and leadership coach, I'm typically more interested in the being behind the thing than the actual thing. So my first question was, okay, well, I'm hearing that your self-care has been a little bit out. I'm curious to know how you were being with yourself during all of it. And what she had to share was she was beating herself up. I didn't do it right. I didn't do it enough. And you can see right there when we focus on that it just makes the situation worse, right? But it's kind of how we're programmed to be about it. So the big thing that I've been playing with myself, with clients, as I'm preparing for this workshop, is really to give everybody, including myself, another place to look. Self-care is not just about the run, the thing you eat, the sleep, the meditation. Self-care is about how you're being with yourself. An example, just in case for some of you that's a little abstract, would be something like part of what I was sharing very briefly in the blog that I wrote was I had a lot of travels and a lot of things going on, and so I wasn't getting to all of my self-care. But what I was noticing was how I was being with myself in the moment. Okay, you haven't had as much mindfulness practices like your yoga, like your meditation. You're being a bit aggro with yourself. What if you pause, connect to your breath, slow down, be more gentle? I totally shifted everything that I was doing. So here I am weaving in self-care when I thought I had no space for it. The same is true for all of us. Instead of just focusing on the doing, the run, the eating, all of that, focus on how you're being with yourself. If you're forcing yourself to do any of your self-care, it's not really self-care. If you don't do your self-care and you beat yourself up for it, you're using your self-care as a weapon. Look for the places that you can be loving with yourself. Be compassion, be grace, be flow, be stillness. That is the most powerful thing that we can look at with self-care. The being behind all of it, whether we do any of it or not. Yeah, that's all that's coming up for me to share in this moment. If you are a woman or you know a woman in the Charlotte area, we still have some spaces left for our workshop. Please sign up if you want to delve a little bit deeper into self-care. Samantha and I will be offering a really great opportunity for you to take away from it too. If the workshop thing is not for you and you want to delve more into this conversation, reach out, let me know. My one-on-one spots are almost full. But I've got some other great people I can refer you to if I don't have the space and you want to get going now. So yeah, my invitation for you today around self-care, and I say today because it's a practice, so start with today and see where you go. Look at how you're being with yourself. All right. Be love. Bye, everyone.